Hi there. How are you tonight? I thought this would be fun to try some Big Shot project tonight. It sounds really cool, right? We're going to do the Big Shot project. I thought this would be fun to try some Big Shot. I'm turning off the volume so we don't hear myself talk again. Okay, if anybody's here, be sure that you let me know so that I can see what you have to say. I've been doing Big Shot, using the Big Shot a ton of times in almost every class. I really think it's a great tool. And sometimes we just do basic, run our embossing folder through and we're good to go. Tonight, we're going to make a flip card, but I've glued this down because I want you to see it glued, using just our Big Shot and a basic A2. Hey, Susan. So, first thing we're going to do is start with our basic A2 card. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 once it's folded. And I'm also going to score down the front at 2 1/8 and then flip that back. Okay? That's going to give me that kind of look. But notice I don't have anything cool over here. So we're going to figure out how to do that. Hey, Lori. Glad to see you. All right, so the first thing you need to do is you kind of have to give yourself some templates and some tricky things, and I'm going to show you how to make those. First thing you want to do is figure out which one of your dies you're going to use, which one of your thinlits are going to work. This one is done with the stitched shapes. Again, one of my faves. I use this a ton of times. These thinlits are ones, these are like your staples. These are ones that you will turn to over and over and over again. So it's not one of those thinlits that is in the shape of a baby buffalo or something crazy that you're never going to use again. These are thinlits that are an investment that you will turn to time and time again. Hey, Debbie. Hello, Karen. Welcome, ladies. So don't feel like, oh boy, I don't know, I don't want to spend the money on that. This is one, the stitched shapes, it's number, and I'll put the item numbers up for you later so you don't have to try and remember them, but it's item 145372. And it comes in, let's see, ovals and circles and squares. This is the oval. And if you look super close, you'll see that it looks like you actually stitched around the edge. It adds such a finishing touch. So that's what I used on this one. And we'll go back to those again. This time, though, I'm going to use this, which is from the Lots of Labels. And that's item 138281. And that comes in like, I don't even know how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do this every time. It's like 5 or 6 of these. From this size, that's the biggest, all the way to this size, which is the littlest, right? Lots of options with that one. So I like that one too. And we're going to use this big one next, but I want to show you how I did my sample. So the first thing you're going to do, okay, I chose which one I'm going to use. I picked this thinlit, and I'm going to cut myself a template, just one, out of any paper. It can be scrap paper, it can be important paper. You're going to cut yourself a thinlit. Hey, Lois, Kim, welcome, ladies. This is going to be my guide. The first time you do this, you have to do this. After you've created a guide, you're good to go. You will have fixed it up. I need to find the middle of my frame, right? Okay, so let's do that with this one. See, I can walk you through it. Now, notice I'm using the magnetic platform. Love, love, love it. It keeps my thinlit in place. It keeps it where I want it. And remember, that's my special this month. If you buy the Big Shot, I send you the magnetic platform for free from me. It's a $40 gift. I'm very generous this month. Okay, so I ran that through and I made myself, I've talked to you before about how much I hate to measure. right? Yeah, we're not measuring. So we're just going to fold this in half. You could get your score tool out and you could do it exactly perfect, but it's not, you're not going to use this again. This is just your guide. So you're just going to fold it in half. You need to find out where half is. All right, so there's my half. Now I'm going to take it, I'll do it on the Big Shot so you can see it. I'm going to put this back in position, and I am using the chalk marker. You could use a Sharpie. And I'm going to mark on my, right where the middle is, right on my die. So then I know I'm just going to put a little dot. You could also use washi tape if you wanted. Okay? So now I know where the middle of my framelit is, right? Got it? Okay. All right. Now, this is where it gets a little trickier. You have to, this is one of those things that you have to think, if A, then B, what's going to happen? So here's what you have to do. And you'll have this to watch so you can watch it over and over again. I'll make a whisper out of this eventually. So here's my card with this piece folded back, right? There's that fold. I'm going to put this in my Big Shot, and I'm going to line up where those marks are. Can you see the marks are right on the fold? Now, the magnetic plate will hold this in place, and you don't need to worry anymore about that. But if you want to be sure it's not going to move, put this in place. Just to be sure, grab yourself a little piece of washi tape, and tape it down on either side. Absolutely not going anywhere. Everybody's going to be happy. Now, here's the trick part. You're going to take your top plate, and I'm going to line it up so the edge of the plate, I want to make sure you guys can see it, the edge of the plate is right on those dots. Nice and straight. And then I'm going to roll this on through. And you're thinking, well, wait, how's that going to work? Watch what happens. It's going to cut where the plate is, but it's going to keep on going and not cut past it. So now, when I carefully take off the washi, careful, careful, careful. And then I fold this back and this forward. Now watch, this will show up better when I put this on here. Now this is what my card looks like, right? Is that not tricky? So you just take this, fold it back, fold this the other way, and then to hide the score line, I'm going to cut out another solid. So let's do that. Wait a minute. I'm using some retired paper right now because I don't want to show you the new stuff until I can actually use it. But you're going to love it. Now this one I'm not going to fold because that was just a template. This is going to go right here, right? And now I can glue this down if I want, which is what I did on this one. I glued this down and added a piece of pattern paper to it. You're thinking, wait, how do you do that? All right, let me show you. In this case, I have pattern paper on here and solids here. But what if I wanted it the other way around? What if I wanted a solid here and pattern paper here. Okay, we can do that. Let's take, these are not the best colors, but we can live with it. Hold on, let me just get a piece of scrap. Let's take the white. Now here's another thing that you can try. See where this is just a little bit smaller? Let's try that. This is with the lots of layers Thinlits, so I'm taking the next size down. Watch this. This is kind of tricky too. It will change up the way your cards look so completely. And you pop that in there. Whoops, that was my fingernail. Pop that in there. And so now I have kind of a frame around here, which looks kind of neat. I like that. And then I want a pattern paper here. Okay, how do I get the right size? Okay, first thing, I have to cut a piece of paper that will go right across here. Two and an eighth. And I cut it at 5 1/4. This is 5 1/2. I did 5 1/4, so it's just a little bit smaller. All right, now I need to take this and I want the big one that has the dots. Bring you back, and I'm going to line, and I don't need my washi on this, but I'm going to line up so my dots fit and match top to bottom, and run this on through. And now, whoops, I grabbed the wrong one. You will fit right here. Let's get the big shot out of the way. Pop you down, right? And now this is going to go right here, and I'm going to stamp on this. Hold on. Just some wild wasabi. This is one of the new stamps. Look at it. Isn't it cool? You're gonna love it. Right? And I'm gonna grab myself a dimensional or two, because you can never have too many dimensionals. Pop those on. Right, Lois? It looks like you are super talented. And you line this baby up. And then you can take another piece of pattern paper and pop that in the inside if you want. Or you, vice versa. I mean, you could cut the outside of the card out of pattern paper. But there you be. Right? Well, this is a little crooked. Don't you love this? So cute, so easy, but really fun. Okay? Alrighty, so don't let your big shot just sit there. Make sure you put it to work. All right, in this new stamp set, just so that you know, this one is called Crafting Forever. It's definitely one we're going to love. All right, guys, thanks for coming. I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.